Knicks family, what's popping? It's your boy. Josh in the building. Cornerstone Kev in the building. Let's do it, man. Josh, what's popping with you, bro?
Sam, Kev, MBK fam, the chat out there. How's everyone doing? Happy Sunday to everyone. It's the final game of the season, so I had to be here for the pregame. So, just showing my love, and hopefully we can finish out the season on a strong note.
Yeah, hopefully we can finish it out on a strong note. It's crazy that it's already the end of the season for the Knicks, man.
Yeah.
It seems like the season flew by. Kev, what's going on?
I'm just wiping the tears from my eyes and everything because, yes, it is the last game of the season. Well, first of all, shout out to you, Josh, and the MBK chat. I have mixed feelings because, Sam, when you and I and a group of other fanatic Knicks fans went to the first game of the season, we thought it was going to be the start of something huge for us this season.
We did,
and now we're at the last game of the season, with, I won't say nothing to show for because I think we have a lot of potential, but I just feel empty because I wanted us to have a strong going this year so that we can do some work in the playoffs. So I have mixed feelings right now. I'm just sad that the season has come to an end. We can't say now anymore that we got to wait for these guys to gel and everything because the season's finished. So that's pretty much it.
Well, we're definitely not going to say we're waiting for them to gel. You know what I mean? Because, that gelling never really, I'm not going to say it never really took place. It's, you've seen spurts here and there. I guess they were just never consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never really consistent. But tonight, 7 o'clock, they play the Toronto Raptors. And, there's still something to gain from, I don't want to say the season, but there's still something to gain from the players, right? Obi Toppin is going to go up against Pascal Siakam. Obi Toppin's been playing really, really good basketball lately. It's a good matchup for him. Immanuel Quickley should be going up against Fred VanVleet. Immanuel Quickley is trying to prove to everyone that he can be a starting point guard in the NBA. It's a good matchup for Immanuel Quickley. So there's some things to look forward to today. And although it's just one basketball game, I'm pretty sure the front office, Coach Tom Thibodeau, and everyone is looking forward to it to see, hey, let's see what these guys can do against, a good defense, a team that the Knicks have struggled with all season long. You know what I mean? And offensively just could not ever get anything going against the Raptors. See what they do today. You know what I'm saying? Josh, any thoughts on this game in particular?
Well, we're going to be without R.J. Barrett, so that's without Randle and without Barrett. So I think it's going to be a struggle for us to put the basketball in the hole. Our offense primarily is run through those two guys, and it's going to be difficult. The Knicks are going to have to adjust, I guess, on the fly without R.J. Barrett, who's there. His usage rate has gone up tremendously in the second half of the season. So we got to find a way to run our offense. Let's see what kind of plays Tibbs is going to run, who he's going to run those plays for, and if we're going to be able to score. And Toronto's already a tough defensive team, matchup-wise, and just around the league in general, they play tough. I forget what's the coach's name. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse does a phenomenal job of game planning defensively. So we got to be able to score, and let's see if we're going to be able to to score without RJ out there tonight.
Yeah. Kev, any thoughts?
Do the Raptors need this game?
No, I think they're locked in. They're locked in fourth or something.
Fifth, probably fifth spot.
Okay.
Probably fifth, I believe.
Fifth. Yeah, they're locked in the fifth spot.
Yeah.
When I think of the Toronto Raptors, I think of tall trees. They are so tall at each position. Maybe not Van Fleet's position, but every place else they are tall. Mm-hmm. So I think I agree with Josh. I think it's going to be hard to score on these guys because defensively they get at it. I think it's going to be really hard for us to score. But I like you said, I just want to see these guys compete. It's going to be interesting to see, who they're for us, who is going to get points, consistently without your Randles, without your RJs, and I'm not blaming the coach and everything, but you're going to see who can give us those points. So
Well,
see.
Immanuel Quickley is going to shoot the basketball. I'm going to tell you where the
Right.
points are going to come from. Immanuel Quickley, Alec Burks, Evan Fournier,
I
Obi
forgot those
Toppin.
guys. Yeah, I
Right?
forgot those guys.
Those
Forgot
four
those
guys right
yeah.
there. That's who's going to
Yeah,
be
that's right.
relied upon to score the basketball tonight.
Right.
Man, that's who it is. It's on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Looking at the injury report for the Knicks, Miles McBride is questionable with a sore knee. Of course, RJ Barrett is out. Mitchell Robinson is out. Quentin Grimes is questionable. Randle, Cam Reddish, Derrick Rose, Nerlens Noel, all those guys are out. Okay, so listen, without RJ Barrett being there, maybe Quentin Grimes does play. And if he does, I would expect him to come off the bench and Immanuel Quickley start at point guard. Right? Miles McBride, hopefully he plays so that he can get some major minutes tonight and play. Because, those guys got to play so that you can have somebody coming off the bench. Archie will probably get some minutes tonight. Farron Hunt, he'll probably get some minutes tonight with RJ being out. Especially if Quentin Grimes and Miles McBride are unable to go. So you get a chance to get a look at those guys right there. For the Toronto Raptors, and I think this report was 1:30 today, I believe. Yeah, 1:30. This is the latest report that I have. For the Raptors, OG Anunoby is out. Really, that's it. OG Anunoby. Now, we'll see what happens game time. Maybe they decide to sit some people. But, this is today's report. They knew last night that they were locked into that 5th spot. I think they're going to play their guys because they just want to continue. Whatever they're building, they want to continue it, right? You don't want to disrupt anything. Okay, I got a 3:30 report right now. Let's see. Looking for the Knicks and the Raptors tonight. Still, same thing. OG Anunoby is the only person out. Everybody else that's out is in the G League. They're on G League assignment. So OG Anunoby is the only person out for the Toronto Raptors. That being said, looking at the starting lineups, for the Knicks, I got Immanuel Quickley at the point guard spot, Alec Burks at shooting guard, Evan Fournier at small forward, Obi Toppin at power forward, and at the center position, Jericho Sims. For the Raptors, Fred VanVleet at point guard, Scotty Barnes at shooting guard, Gary Trent Jr. at small forward, Pascal Siakam at power forward, and Ken Burch at the center position. Right, this is what I think we'll probably see tonight. So these are projected. Right, don't hold me to it. It could change at any minute. Right, but looking at these just initially, looking at this right here, Josh, your thoughts?
Yeah, like I said, the Raptors, they don't really have anything to play for, so to speak, with this game. But I think they will continue to play hard, to play well. I think when you're a good team, despite what you put out there on the floor as far as personnel, all your positives will show. And I think with Toronto, that's what we have to worry about tonight. It's going to be interesting to see how the Knicks, again, run their offense. You're going to see Quickley pick and roll. You're going to see Fournier, get some open three-point opportunities. But outside of that, I really don't see where the Knicks are going to get their scoring from. I don't see them going to Obi Toppin early in the game to try to go out and get buckets. If they do decide to do that, I just don't think the Knicks will have enough today offensively. We'll probably play well on defense. We'll probably, go out and make some stops, probably get some steals here and there. But Toronto, I think they forced a lot of turnovers, and I just think that's going to be a tough time for us today offensively to score the basketball.
Okay. Any thoughts about these lineups right here, Kev?
No, they're going to be a tough cover. They're going to be a tough cover. I'm really liking Scotty Barnes for them. I think he'll be in the top probably 3 as Rookie of the Year. They are just tough. And we haven't beat them this year, right?
We have not.
We have not. Yeah.
We have not.
Yeah, this
lost
might
all
be
3 games.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one.
I'm not going to put it past the Knicks to maybe, pull off. I don't want to say it's an upset, but, win today. I'm not going to put it past it. I think Toronto is, they're a tough team to play against because of the way that they play defensively, right? They get their hands on a lot of, deflections. They get their hands in the passing lanes. They're smart. All of those things, everything that you need to have a strong defensive team, the Raptors have it. But the Knicks right now are, they're a team that maybe the Raptors haven't planned for. Right? I mean, I'm pretty sure over the last, couple of days or last night, whenever, they looked and they said, okay, this is who's probably going to be playing. Here's what we're going to do. But you haven't faced off against this team as currently constructed with the New York Knicks. So it could be something a little bit different. And it could, the Garden's going to be amped up. I'm sure Immanuel Quickley and Obi Toppin are looking at this as an opportunity. You know what I mean? Jericho Sims, I think he changes some things for the New York Knicks as far as inside play and the way that he can use his body. So it's going to look a little bit different. I'm not going to put it past the Knicks pulling off a win against the Toronto Raptors today. I do think it's going to be tough, right? Because of the Raptors' defense. But I think the Knicks might be able to pull one off. I think they might be able to, I don't want to call it a shocker, but I think they might be able to pull one off. I think they'll be motivated because they haven't beat the Raptors at all this season. I don't know. I think they might. Immanuel Quickley versus Fred VanVleet, Josh. And then I'll let you go ahead and get into, what you're thinking. Immanuel Quickley first, Fred VanVleet. And, I do have a comparison between the two and what they've been doing over the last 5 games. All right, so this is one of our Thrive Fantasy matchups of the night. All right, and I got Obi Toppin's name where Immanuel Quickley's name should be. But anyway, over the last 5 games, Immanuel Quickley, 16.4 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 7.2 assists, 40.5% from the field, 32.4% from the three-point line, and 71.4% from the free throw line. Fred VanVleet, 20 points per game, 2.7 rebounds, 6.3 assists, shooting 31.6% from the field, 28.2% from three, and 92.9% from the free throw line. That's over the last 5 games. That's one of our matchups of the night. What's your thoughts on this matchup, Josh? And then go ahead, with what you wanted to say.
Well, just real quick, what I wanted to say was, obviously, you're going to try to keep it even with the homer take about the Knicks potentially, having a chance to win this game.
I'm not a homer, bro. I'm not a homer.
No, I get it. I get it, Tim. But in regards to this matchup, it's going to be a tough cover for Quickley, right? It's going to be a tough cover. And I'm not saying Fred VanVleet is going to go out and drop 30. Right? He's not going to, go out and just light the Garden up. He can get hot, no doubt about that from the three-point line, no doubt. But I don't expect Fred VanVleet to be that guy. But I do think there's going to be a tough matchup for Quickley. Fred VanVleet obviously can knock it down. He's become, that point guard that we hope that we have on this team. So, Quickley can't sleep on Fred VanVleet. He can definitely get hot. And I'm just looking to see if Quickley can become a little bit more efficient. You said 40%. That's not good. That's not a good number. 70-something% from the free throw line. Definitely not a good number for Immanuel Quickley. He needs to do better, and he's definitely capable of doing better. He's one of the best free throw shooters in the league. So he needs to get those percentages up there. With him, without RJ, I expect him to take a little bit more shots. So hopefully he can get his, knock down some shots early, maybe come out, score 25 points on some good efficiency. He's going to need to do that in order for us to win this ball game tonight, in my opinion.
Now, here's the one thing about the free throw shooting, right, that I think a lot of people maybe underestimated, right? When you're playing 15 to 20 minutes a game, you have a little bit more energy when it comes to shooting those free throws. When you're playing 30 minutes a game, it changes a little bit, right? Now you go to the line, you're a little bit more tired, your body's a little bit more beat up. It changes. We'll see if he continues to be that high of a free throw shooter throughout, when he really does start to get 30 to 35 minutes a game. We'll see if Immanuel Quickley is still shooting 90% from the free throw line over the last.
That doesn't have to be 90. Let's get back into the 80s. Get back into the into the 80s. But 70-some%, that's not good at all for someone who's supposed to be a shooter.
It's not. But I think you just got to take into the account, the endurance is a little bit different right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's playing a different number of minutes. It changes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And your body's got to get used to it. People, that's the one thing about young players. People don't get it. Like, your body has to get used to that endurance. And I'm not talking about being in shape, running up and down the floor. The endurance of a basketball game, the endurance of a basketball season. And when your body starts to exert that energy, somewhere could suffer. You know what I'm saying? If not more than just one thing. A few things could suffer because your body is exerting, a different level of energy. Your brain's got to catch up to it. Your body's got to catch up to it. Now, I think he will, and I think he'll regain that free throw shooting touch. You know what I'm saying? When that endurance picks up.
So, am I understanding that?
Come on.
Am I understanding? Yeah, I'm because you're talking about the free throw shooting.
Yeah.
I think this year we have dipped tremendously at the free throw line. I think there are games that could have been won if we would have just hit our free throws.
Sure.
What is it about? Yeah, what is it about these free throws that is so that these guys can't make them?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I think the Knicks as a team, is dealing with the same type of endurance issues as one player, right? When you won 41 games, you were 41-31, 10 games above 500 last season. Coming into this season, now everyone looks at you different. And so when they step up to play against you, it's a different mindset now when they're stepping up to play against you. They're like, this is a good basketball team. So now the game is more physical. The game is tougher. You know what I mean? And that affects certain areas of your play, and you've got to learn to adjust to it. You know what I mean? And I think that's not the entire reason the Knicks had a rough season, but I think that's part of it too. The Knicks didn't adjust to a new level of play, right? Teams were bringing another level of play to the Knicks, and I don't think they adjusted to it. You know what I mean? And so it's the same way, with like Immanuel Quickley shooting free throws or some other player when they get, maybe they're shooting 55% from the field when they're getting 15 minutes a game, but then when they get 30 minutes a game, they end up shooting 45% from the field, right? Because the game is different when you're playing more minutes or when you have the level of competition steps up and you've got to adjust physically and mentally.
But the thing about it also is we were one of the highest teams at attempts. So you would think that, when you get when you get fouled and you're at the line, that they should be somewhat automatic, and they weren't. I mean, when I mean automatic, I don't mean that you're hitting every one.
I know what you're saying. Again, I know what you're saying. This is where I sent out a tweet yesterday, right? And I think Josh probably remembers the tweet where I said, the one basketball game is too nuanced, let alone a season has too many nuances for everyone to have black and white takes. If you played this player, you'd be in the playoffs. If you did this, if you did that, you'd be. It's too many variables in a season. You know what I mean? Too many variables in the season, and that's why it's not just make or miss. I mean, it comes down to make or miss, but there's so many other factors. You know what I mean? So when you get to the free throw line, there's a lot of factors that go into it: fatigue, body soreness, mental fatigue, all of those type of things. And when you're playing more minutes, all of those things come into play, and that's what I'm talking about: the endurance.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's the endurance of it, the mental endurance, the physical endurance of playing more minutes. You know what I mean? And when that's why they talk about the rookie wall, right? With rookies in the league, that endurance of being able to play the entire season at a certain level. You know what I mean? Because you start to get mentally and physically drained. And then even when when you step up in levels of play, the same thing starts to happen, and it takes sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes for some players, it takes a little while to gain that endurance to be able to continuously shoot 90%, even though you're playing 30 minutes.
So everyone's level of concentration is different.
Yes.
Because if you look at the Phoenix Suns or even the Utah, Jazz, they hit their free throws.
Well, Kev, those teams are contenders for a reason, right? They're
Right.
better teams, not just with the talent that they have, but specifically they have been in the playoffs. They played in high pressure situations, right? They have their guys, perennial MVP candidates or what have you, that are there mentally. That's what separate those guys from some of the rest of the guys in the league. And Sim is absolutely correct when he mentioned. I don't think it's physical. I think it's more mental, right? Our inability to close. Sim, just like you, I tweeted out something a couple days ago, and about 8 of the games that the Knicks were up by 15 points, they missed 8 free throws per game, right? And that's a total of 72%. That's last in the NBA. Right. So to me, it's a mental thing. We just cannot close games out. People want to just blame Tibbs for his lineups and everything like that. But I think it's on the players. They have to get over that mental block. Right. And I think, moving forward, we will be better. But that's the story of this season. And that's the story of us not being in the playoffs right now, the playing situation, our inability to close games. Free throws is a big part of that.
Yeah. So looking at this matchup, right? And we got into this conversation, ladies and gentlemen, because we were talking about Immanuel Quickley's free throw shooting, 71.4% over the last 5 games. Looking at this matchup, Immanuel Quickley versus Fred VanVleet. I'm going to come to Jay Boogie since he's joining us on the chat today, man. What do you look at for this matchup, Jay Boogie? Immanuel Quickley, Fred VanVleet. We're assuming Fred VanVleet is going to play today, right? Immanuel Quickley's looking to prove that he could be a starting point guard. Not a better guy to prove it against than Fred VanVleet. What's your thoughts on the matchup, man?
Well, first, I got to say blessings to your services, my brother. Everything that you do on the cast or off the cast is really appreciated throughout the whole organization in New York Knicks. Shout out to my youngest uncle, Mr. Fulio, Cornerstone himself, my brother. And shout out to your great chat you got, man. Everybody rocking this orange.
I'll deal with you later.
I'm looking for IQ to continue on, making progress, continue on doing what he got to do, man. I mean, right now he's trying to make some noise like, yo, why not me? You know what I'm saying? So I look for IQ to really come out there and finish handling his business, finishing off the rest of the season strong, man. That's what I look for, man. I look for IQ to really handle his biz and do what he got to do and make, a name for himself. This is the last game we're going to see of him. Ain't no more summer league, none of that for him. Now he gets to go from here and go completely work on his game and develop what he needs to develop. But I look for IQ to handle his business.
Okay. All right. I'm hoping so because, if IQ can handle his business like Jay Boogie's saying, it's gonna spark the interest of a lot of people within the organization. Just seeing what he's done over the last 5 games. Like Josh said, I would like to see the field goal percentage up a little bit higher, the 3-point percentage as well up a little bit higher. But it's undeniable. What he's done the last few games, and then 2 of the last 3 games he's been in double-digit assists. You know what I'm saying? So that's really nice to see. He's going to get half of his assists are going to come from Obi. You know what I mean? The way that he's able to find Obi. Half of them at least.
Did your opinion change about Obi, Sim?
Did my opinion change about... It's changing about him offensively. There's still some things I want to see from him, defensively and in the rebounding category. But offensively, I see where he's growing, right? Putting the ball on the floor every once in a while. His footwork is growing. So, without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt. I like some of the things that I'm seeing from him. You know what I mean? You got to love it, man. You got to love it. I like some of the things that I'm seeing. The next matchup, I'm assuming probably Alec Burks and Scotty Barnes, right? Most people, because Scotty Barnes, is a popular rookie, is going to go straight up with Scotty Barnes. I'm not going straight up with Scotty Barnes. You know what I mean? Alec Burks, he can have his nights where he really does go off and play a good basketball game. And if my lineup is correct, he'll be playing at his more natural position as a shooting guard and not really have facilitation duties, because Immanuel Quickley will have those duties. Obviously, he'll do some of that, but Immanuel Quickley will have those duties. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Alec Burks is just playing a little bit more natural tonight and not having to think about the basketball game, but just play the basketball game. You know what I'm saying? Kev, and then I'm going to come to Josh, and I'll come back around to Jay Boogie. Kev, your thoughts on this matchup right here, Alec Burks and Scotty Barnes?
I think Alex can hold his own, but I'm really loving Scotty Barnes. I really am loving what I'm seeing out of this kid. He's going to be a nice player for Toronto for years to come. But I think Alex can hold his own, for, at least for tonight. This matchup will be interesting, but the main one I'm looking forward to, I'm sure you'll talk about.
We're gonna get to there.
Yeah.
Just stay focused. Just stay focused, man.
Yeah, I like Alex Burks to win this matchup just for tonight. But Scotty Barnes is going to be a problem for the rest of the league in years to come.
Okay, all right, Uncle Julio, man.
This is Scotty Barnes, and it won't even be close. And listen, I think Alec Burks is going back to a natural position. I think he is going back to a natural position. However, I think because he's been used to playing a point guard for like the past, half a season, 30 games or what have you, I think he still has to try to get back to what worked for him early in the season. And I think that's going to be difficult for him to do today. Obviously, I know he's, shooting guard is more natural for him, but I just think that it'll be a little bit more difficult considering the fact that he's been playing point guard this entire time. Not to mention, Scotty Barnes is just a different type of animal out there, right? So I think this is going to be a struggle for Alec Burks today. I think Scotty Barnes is going to be Toronto's leading scorer today, and it's going to be a problem for us to contain him.
I don't know. I think Alec Burks is going to do more than hold his own. Scotty Barnes averaging 15 points a game on the season over the last, 5 games with, injuries, people being out. Alec Burks is averaging 14.4 points per game on the season. He's averaging 7 rebounds, 3.6 assists. I don't think
head to head, Jim. Head to head. We ain't talking about the last 5
I know,
games.
but the roles have changed, right? Roles have changed for the New York Knicks. So now there's new people that have to score the basketball. So he's going to get way more attempts than he's gotten. RJ Barrett's not there now. So Alec Burks is going to get way more attempts than he's gotten over the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Games.
Right? 4 or 5 weeks. And we've seen him have some good games. Scotty Barnes, I'm not saying anything about him. He's a good basketball player. But over the last 5 or 6 games, it's really been Pascal Siakam who's been killing it for the Toronto Raptors. We're going to get to that. But he's been killing it for the Raptors. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying roles have changed. And, I'm just not going to just sit there and say Scotty Barnes is just going to kill him. Unless he just has one of those bad nights. You act like Scotty Barnes is averaging 30 points a game.
No, but
against Burks he will.
Bro, you act like he's averaging 30 points a game and stuff. I'm not saying he's not good, but it's not like he's just been putting up Kevin Durant numbers to say, "Oh my God, he's just gonna murder him." Come on, man.
I'm not talking about the past 5 games or even this season. I'm talking about the head-to-head matchup. That's what you asked me.
I get it.
What do I think about that matchup? Scotty Barnes will eat Alec Burks alive.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Sorry to say it, but it's true.
All right, I just don't think it's going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Scotty Barnes versus the Knicks this season has averaged 12.5 points per game.
Well, that's because RJ was guarding him. Is that what you're going to say?
Okay. No, I'm just saying he's been averaging 12.5 points per game versus the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? The main players have been OG Anunoby, Fred VanVleet. Those have been the main guys against the Knicks. And Pascal Siakam, hasn't even played against the Knicks. Now he's out there averaging 30 points a game. For him, you know what I mean? Jay Boogie, what's your thoughts, man? This matchup, Alec Burks and Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes got something he need to prove today. This is his last game as far as making a conversation about Rookie of the Year. He's up for that right there. Being Rookie of the Year, they're talking highly of him. I know he's one of the top 1 or 2 candidates, you know what I'm saying? It's a perfect situation for him to make, an answer towards that. But at the same time, Burks is coming off and, playing a point. Wow, man, you mean to tell me I get to do whatever I want to do right now? Shoot the rock, do what I do? So we're going to see if old boy can check, Burks. He's shifty, crafty and all that. He got all types of jukey jukes, So that matchup to me really can go either way, but I'm going to slightly give it to Burks because I got to give it to the home team. I just got to. That's just me. Whether he win it or not, I can't go. Burks, do your thing. Do it. Crush the young fella, man.
Look, I'm not even going as far as, I mean, he could win it, Alec Burks. Yeah. And I'm not saying he's gonna. I'm just saying I don't think Scotty Barnes is just gonna crush him. If that's even a matchup, right? There's gonna be a lot of switching around and stuff like that anyway, but I just don't think he's gonna crush him. Like, oh my gosh, he's just gonna,
And honestly, to what Jay Boogie was saying about Alec Burks, being free, he could have been free all season if Tibbs would have put somebody else at the point. So you put him at the point.
Oh, God. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Just saying. And I see Jay Boogie, he's agreeing with me. So
I didn't say that. Hold on, don't call me
you had to smile. You had to smile.
Yeah, I just know that he Tibbs is on something different. He was trying to really make the playoffs, and he was going through what he was trusting, what he thought in his mind frame. This is my best move. You know what I'm saying? But
we'll
that's the only way.
I told you, yeah, we'll get into that later because I got a whole bunch of theories on that. So I'm with you. Next.
I mean, listen. I see in the chat. Recency, memory, whatever you want to call it, can get to you easy. I see in the chat everyone saying, "Oh, Scotty Barnes is finally getting his chance to do this and do that and do that." Like, if you look at the last 10 games, he's averaging over the last 10 games what he's been doing for the entire season. Is not. I'm not discounting the kid. I know he's good, and he's going to be very, very good in the NBA. Probably going to be an all-star. Probably a perennial all-star in the NBA.
Right.
I'm just saying, listen, everybody want to gas everybody.
Hey, listen, if you had your choice between him and Sadiq Bey, you're choosing Sadiq Bey.
No, I would choose Scotty Barnes. But I really,
you would? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but I really do like Sadiq Bey. I wish that Sadiq Bey was a New York Knick.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I wish he was a Knick. I really like Sadiq Bey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's strong, can play defense, knock down the three, can post up. He can do a lot of stuff. I really do like Sadiq Bey. Evan Fournier and Gary Trent Jr. Go ahead, Kev. You laughing? Start it off.
Yeah, I'm going Gary Trent Jr. all the way with this one, man. I like the way Evan's been playing as of late, but still, this is Gary Trent Jr. The guy is on a mission too, so
he's been balling, shooting the ball well. Over the last 10 games, he's averaging 21 points. He's shooting 47% from the field, 47% from three. You know what I mean? He's a clear threat out there. You know what I mean? And he can play defense too.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta give Fournier, a little bit of depth. I mean, he has been trying on defense. Better late than never, but
Yeah. Josh, your thoughts, man? Gary Trent Jr.
Yeah, this one's tough for me. I mean, you mentioned the last 5 games and what Trent's been doing. Like, the efficiency is just crazy.
And
but
that's the last 10 games, actually.
Yeah, the last 10 games, yeah. So the efficiency has been really up there for Trent. But Fournier, Fournier's been playing well too. I expect Fournier to get a lot of shots up today. Without RJ being there, he's going to take a lot of 3-pointers, and he's been coming up big with those 3-pointers that he's been knocking down. So to me, I don't know. I'm obviously rooting for Fournier to win this matchup, but I'm gonna call it a wash. I think Fournier, with the amount of shots he'll get up, he'll score with Gary Trent. But we'll see.
Well, it could be. I'm going with Gary Trent on this one. You know what I mean? I think overall, I think he's going to bring more to his team because of what he can do defensively, and I think he's just shooting so well. It's really finding and fitting into what the Raptors do right now. You know what I mean? Jay Boogie, man, what's your thought on that matchup? Evan Fournier, Gary Trent Jr.
I'm going with my man Ev. Last game of the season at the crib. I look for him to highlight this thing. Shut it down, do what he got to do. I got to go with Evan Fournier, man. Like you said, RJ not there. Do what you got to do, man. I'm riding with the team, man, today, man. I'm riding with the team. Yeah. That's me. Gary Trent, you're doing what you did. Matter of fact, we owe you a shutdown. The last time you got loose in the garden, we ain't letting that happen.
I remember that. Yeah,
I remember that. I don't got him going back-to-back games. in the Garden like that.
Okay. All right. I just don't know who we got out there to shut him down. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's going to have to be a team effort. You know, it's going to have to be a team effort. You know, right now, the Raptors got a lot of weapons, you know, to shut him down like that, you know, to shut one person down. It's going to be tough. We'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what happens there. And then, of course, the other Thrive Fantasy matchup of the night, and this is a big one for Obi Toppin, and I'm really looking forward to this. Really looking forward to it. It's Obi Toppin versus Pascal Siakam, and I got Kevin Durant's name up there. I don't know what happened today. I think I was trying to go out and get lunch. You know what I'm saying? So I was rushing through.
You gonna give us another nightmare today?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened today when I was putting the graphics together. But Obi Toppin, I'm going to change the name in a second, ladies and gentlemen. Obi Toppin, he's averaging over the last 5 games, 19.6 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, 2.4 assists, shooting 54.7% from the field, 46.4% from 3, and 83% from the free throw line. Pascal Siakam, not Kevin Durant, Pascal Siakam is averaging 28.4 points a game, 10.8 rebounds, 6.6 assists. He's shooting 50.5% from the field, but only 16% from the three-point line. And he's shooting 79.4% from the free throw line. Josh, your thoughts on this matchup? What does it mean to Obi Toppin as well?
Huge for Obi Toppin. I know, people were, giving Obi his props. I know I was too, giving his props over the last few games that he's played when the Randle's been gone. But tonight is going to be the toughest matchup for him, and it just happens to be the last game of the season. I'm gonna be a homer right now and rock with my man Obi for this matchup. I just think he's so comfortable out there. He's getting minutes now. You can tell by the way he's on the floor. He doesn't feel like he's going to get pulled at any second or whatever. He's just kind of free flowing and letting the offense kind of come to him in a way. And he's showing off a little bit of a bag. Not gonna lie to you, really efficient from the field, knocking out his 3-point shots when they've been there. So I'm expecting Obi to give it to Siakam tonight. And I expect Obi, it's going to be tough for him defensively, no doubt. Obi needs to work on his defense, but I expect, Obi to score a lot of points tonight. You know what I'm saying? I expect him to knock down his shots, but I'm going to rock with my man Obi.
What's a lot of points?
At least 25. He's going to have to.
Okay.
He's going to have to.
Okay. Jay Boogie? Your thoughts on this matchup here?
You know what the song says. You know my name when I'm topping on your head. I got to go with the hometown guy. He's relaxed. He's comfortable. He's in his groove. He ain't got no worries, no nothing. The only fault that I got over Obi right now is when we played New Jersey, you supposed to tell RJ, yo, no, get out my way. I need to check him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was looking for Obi to go check KD, because it don't make a difference. He going to kill either one of them. But just the heart, lets me know. Tonight, this is your first power forward really matchup, you know what I'm saying, in the conference, in the division, for you to let the franchise know that I can play the 4, I can continue being me, and I can play some D against the other 4s. So he has to set example against this guy. And I look for him to come out and handle his biz and do what he got to do. Siakam has been real sick lately. He been torturing people. He found his vibe, his groove. But I need Obi more than anything to come up and handle his biz. And one more thing I want to say about Obi before you go to Cornerstone. It is so good and beautiful to see Obi doing what he doing with the New York Knicks. Then if we would have traded that man during the trade deadline and he'd have went somewhere else, and he would have been doing what he's doing now with somebody else, and we'd have been like, man, we didn't give him that opportunity. But I'm glad that somehow, some way that he got his opportunity to do what he's doing, and it's showing that Obi can be, a New York Knick for life.
Okay. I'm wondering if he's going to feel pressure to match what he did in the last game. You know what I mean? I don't want him to feel pressure to have to do that. But he might, because RJ's not there, Julius ain't there. It's just him and I. Well, it's not just him and IQ, but he might feel like there's pressure for him. I got to get 25. I got to get 30. I just want him to play within his game and let the game come to him. You know what I'm saying? Let it happen naturally. Take the shots that are available. When he sees a point in time for him to go off the dribble or create a shot, try to create that shot. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Raptors, they're a good team defense. You know, so there'll be times when he might get free for an alley-oop here or there, but I think they may be, you know, they're not going to come like they have against other teams, in my opinion. You know, because this is a much smarter defense. The Washington Wizards, you know, they've been terrible defense for a very long time, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it makes sense that you get 35 points against the Washington Wizards. If he gets 20 tonight, that's impressive to me against this team. You know what I mean? It don't have to be 35. If he gets 20, I think that's good. Is it good enough to win? I don't know. Now, Jay Boogie, I kind of agree. I wanted to see Obi Toppin cover Kevin Durant the other night. Tom Thibodeau, the coaching staff, thought it was a better idea to put RJ on him and let Obi guard Brown. You know, it seemed to work out for a little while, but obviously Kevin Durant's going to get his against anybody. It don't matter who it is. But if you're going to be a power forward in the league, you're going to be a starting power forward, you got to be able to guard other starting power forwards, no matter who they are. You know, your coaching staff, your teammates, everyone's got to feel confident that you can at least make it tough for this guy. So this is a good test to see, you know, what can he do with Pascal Siakam? Can he stay in front of him? Pascal Siakam's he don't have the greatest footwork in the world. You know what I mean? He don't got Kevin Durant footwork or Kevin Durant skill. You know what I mean? So I think it's a little easier to stay in front of Pascal Siakam than Kevin Durant. You know, a little bit easier to guard him, although he's playing tremendous basketball right now, averaging 28.4 points per game, 11 rebounds, and almost 7 assists. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he's definitely killing. Kev, your thoughts on the matchup?
I love this matchup. I totally love this matchup. First off, to talk about my test itself, this is going to be a real test for our young core to see how they handle this Toronto team. Now, keeping back on topic with Obi, you say 20, I'll say 15. Give me 15 against Siakam and against this Toronto defense.
That ain't enough.
I'm good.
That ain't enough, man.
Well, for
Not to
me,
win the game.
That ain't enough.
no. I'm not saying to win the game, but I'm talking about because you scored 35 last game, right?
Right.
Okay, you knock off. All right, I'll say 18. All right, I said 15 before. I'll say 18. I mean, just to show Siakam that I'm not backing down from you. That's going to be enough for me. That's going to be totally enough for me with this matchup. Now, where I'll disagree with you is that I think Siakam, he's going to be great in years to come because he had that development, something that a lot of these guys on our team did not have. He had that development from that Toronto organization.
Yeah. Hey, Josh, didn't Siakam start off in the G League?
He did.
Yeah, okay.
Again, because he had that development. That's what I'm telling you. He had that development.
Okay, so Miles McBride started off in the G League, and so did Jericho Sims.
Okay,
But anyway,
they did.
Go ahead.
But
Finish saying what you're saying.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
No, because you always try to find these little moments to try to point that out, and everyone you try to point it out with started off in the G League.
Okay,
and they wasn't playing, and they wasn't playing for teams that sometimes didn't even make the playoffs.
Listen.
The same exact path that Jericho Sims and Miles McBride are on right now. You always bring up players that went the exact same path, and then try to say that our guys ain't getting developed. But go ahead.
Can I finish?
Yeah, finish.
Can I finish?
Yeah, finish.
Okay, so you mentioned McBride, right? You mentioned McBride. We needed a point guard to be in his place right now. We lost Rose. We didn't have Kemba, so you're not going to give these guys.
What you're not understanding is that if you put Miles McBride in that situation, you're probably not developing him the best way. By putting him in the G League, that's probably
that's
because the level of competition is different. You can't just throw somebody in the starting lineup, but throw someone out there and expect them to develop the way you want them to.
If Kemba and Rose was working out, you wouldn't hear a thing from me. All right.
Anyway, go ahead, man. Talk about the matchup, man. Talk about the matchup.
I think.
Talk about the matchup.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna go with Siakam, but I'm pulling for Obi no matter what.
You're gonna go
Yeah,
with
I'm down.
Siakam to win. You're gonna go with Pascal to win tonight's matchup. I think he's probably gonna win. Statistically, right? There's a very good chance that he wins statistically. You know what I'm saying? Probably, but I think if Obi can just match the output.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Match the output, maybe a little bit less. It'll be fine. And so,
but you want 20. You want 20.
I want him to have 20. I want him to have at least 20 against Pascal Siakam. I'm looking. Here's what I'm looking to see. Right. I just want that significant proof that Obi is a starting power forward in the league.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So going up against a guy like Pascal Siakam and getting your 20 is significant proof for me. But I also want to see him get a few more boards too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I like to see him get, 8, 9 rebounds. He don't got to have double-digit rebounds. I want more than 4.4.
So if he gets you 18 points, that's still not considered.
I mean, that's good enough. That's good.
That's good. That's good. I'm just talking about to win the game. He's going to need to score 20, at least 20.
Yes, I agree with you on that. He has to score at least 20 everybody's going to have to play out of their minds in order to win this game. Because, like you said, Toronto's not going to take it lightly. They're going to try to take our hearts tonight.
Maybe. I mean, I guess it depends on where they feel they are. You know what I'm saying? They may, I don't know. If the game gets out of hand either way, they may sit their players. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I agree.
The game gets out
They
of
might
hand.
not have nothing else to play for.
Right.
They might be stationary against. I think Philly. I think they might be lined up where they can play Philly. But Philly is also in position where they can move out their 4 and get the 3. If I think Boston loses, so
I thought they were locked.
You're
I thought they were like, okay, all right.
So the Raptors are locked in.
Yeah, they locked in.
But the Sixers have something to fight for with the Celtics. So the Raptors really don't have anything to play for today. They really don't. That's the problem.
Right. I think they're just, if their primary players continue to play, I think it's really just to keep the continuity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Keep the continuity there so they don't lose anything going into the playoffs. Because they probably, I don't know, when's the playoffs start? When do the first games begin?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Next week.
You got the play-ins first,
yeah,
right?
I think they got a week off or something, like if you automatically in, if you're not a play-in.
If you're not,
But
okay.
like you said, continuity. You know what I'm saying? We saw last night. It wasn't last night. Phoenix just don't care. They ain't got no reason to play, and they just had their squad out there. They had their squad come back against Utah to do what they did. So if they trying to continue on, building their chemistry, who knows? They might stay out there, but
NBA champions.
Huh?
NBA champions.
Oh,
Phoenix.
Who you asking that?
I mean,
I'm asking anybody. NBA champions. Phoenix Suns.
Not in my eyes.
I don't know.
I think they'll come out the West, but I don't know if they're guaranteed to win the championship. I think they'll come out the West, though.
Okay.
I'm out on a limb. I got them going home the first round.
First round. Ooh. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
If you got to go home first round, we going to my local newspaper place and getting some lotto tickets. All right. If you
The
got
Clippers are ready to be a problem. I'm telling you that.
But along those lines, if you look at the records in the Western Conference, the Knicks would probably be either 9th or 10th seed right now, going up for 8th in the Western Conference right now. That's how weak the West is. People in the beginning of the season talking about how strong the West is, but the East, they got, our record gets us in the play-in in the Western Conference. Mm-hmm. So that narrative is kind of played out and gone by the wayside.
Yeah. Let me see. The next matchup to discuss would be Jericho Sims and Kim Burch. Jericho Sims. I just want to see Jericho Sims continue to do what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Continue to do what he's doing. Continue to rebound the basketball. Use his body to knock people around, knock people out the way. Get an advantage there. I would like to see him, if he gets the chance, Kev, all you got to do is mute yourself, Kev. If you got an itch, man, mute yourself so you ain't getting sound all over the microphone and all that. Come on, man. It's called camera etiquette, sound etiquette, all of that. Just mute yourself. Then you can scratch away. Do whatever you gotta do. But I just want to see Jericho Sims continue to rebound like he is, using his body like he does. I would like to see him get the ball in the post a little bit. You know what I mean? See if he can make a couple of moves, score a couple of buckets. He does have a little bit of a jump hook that he can use. I just want to see him develop on the offensive side a little bit more. And I know it's just one game left, but if we get a chance to see it tonight, I want to get a chance to see it just to know it's there and the potential is there, for him to score a little bit more. Jay Boogie, your thoughts? Jericho Sims and Ken Burch. I'm not sure how it exactly is pronounced.
I want to see Sims continue to develop for two reasons. You know what I'm saying? He got my host's name. I need him to add on, so I'm going for Sims regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on the Sims show. But I like the kid to continue on developing, doing what he's doing. Just keep showing the effort. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, look at the basket when you're 4 feet away instead of turn around looking to throw it out. No, take that one drop step and bang that. You know what I'm saying? I need that. Be an enforcer down there. Lay wood. Let it out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He's just so tight. You know what I'm saying? You never see him sweat. None of that. Let it out a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? And then let everybody know, I'm a president. I'm here, man. I'm here, but. Yeah, I like Sims over here on this situation, man, all the way, man.
Yeah.
I like Sims, 6-7 points tonight, 10, 11 rebounds, maybe 2 blocks. I like Sims.
Okay.
Man.
All right. Listen, Ken Burch is averaging 4.4 points, 4.5 points, and 4.3 rebounds on the season. He's a big body that can bang. That's what he is. It might be a bang fest between, him and Jericho Sims. They might be just knocking each other around. I want to see Jericho Sims be able. That's man strength right there.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
With Burch, that's man strength. I want to see can Jericho Sims handle it. I think he can, but I want to see him do it. Josh, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm a huge Sims fan. I just like he's so even keeled, so calm, collected. He's real coachable, really coachable. You can tell he's had a lot of coaching in his college career and everything like that. And he has a lot of intangibles that Mitchell Robinson didn't have when he first came out. Not taking anything away from Mitch. I know Mitch isn't even playing tonight, but still, that's what I really like about Jericho Sims. Like you said, Sim, be a little bit more of a threat offensively, probably develop a little jump hook, some sort of turnaround move just to, get some attempts up at the basket. But most important for me, I need Sims to keep the ball high. He has a really bad tendency of putting the ball on the ground sometimes when he gets it down low. When he gets an offensive rebound, he tends to bring the ball back down low, keep it high, and then try to go back up strong with it. So that's what I'm looking forward to see from Sims today. And I think he'll get a couple alley-oops, electrify the garden and everything like that, and he'll make some defensive plays and secure defensive rebounds. So I'm going with Jericho.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to remind you that on June 23rd, we are having an NBK draft party in Atlantic City. I want to make sure that you guys can be there. So do me a favor. Put your name on the list so I can contact you. You can be one of the first people that I contact after the NBK members. All right, we're going to contact the members first, make sure they get their discount in, and then we're going to come to everybody that's on the list. Pinned to the top of your YouTube chat is a link to the list. All right, so make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you fill your name out on this list, all your information, your email, et cetera, put all that information in there, all right? And I'll contact you as soon as those tickets are ready, and we're looking at those tickets being ready, late next week. And I just put the link in the chat as well. All right, so make sure that you go check that out right now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it in the chat one more time just for good measure. So make sure you get there. Put your name on the list. We want to see you at the draft party, June 23rd. We got a basketball game set up and all of that. It's going to be dope. All right, it's going to be real dope, real fun. We're going to have a good time. The bench. We're not sure who's going to be coming off.
Wait a minute. You forgot me.
Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't know you wanted to talk about Jericho Sims.
I'm just saying.
I didn't want to hear complaints about, him not getting any burn all season. So I figured I was going to go on to the bench. But go ahead, man. Talk about Jericho Sims.
Jericho Sims he's going to be that dude. I mean, he's got the body. And I believe that he's going to work on his offensive game constantly this this summer. We will see that hook shot and probably that that jump shot from him. And I'm liking this matchup, against what's the guy's name again for
Burch.
Toronto?
Burch.
Yeah.
Ken Burch.
Yeah, I think Sims is going to win that one hands down. Put it this way, Sims, I'm so confident in him that if Mitchell Robinson walks, I see him starting. I don't see them getting anybody else. I see Sims taking that starting role as a starting center for me. That's if Mitchell walks. I want Mitchell to stay, of course, but if business is business, if he walks, I like Sims coming in.
Okay. All right. I see something in the chat that I do want to point out. Bricks Nation said in 17 minutes per game, Obi's averaging 3.6 rebounds per game. This is where he needs the most improvement. He's too worried about running down the court in transition to get easy buckets. I can see where that limits his ability to get offensive rebounds, but I also think that's something that the coaching staff wants him to do because he has the ability to, he's fast and he can jump. I think they want Obi getting down the court so that you can put that pressure on the defense. You know what I'm saying? And maybe now, once this, if he's playing 30 minutes a game and teams really see that he's, instead of going to the offensive glass, he's breaking up the court. Now they start sending one or two guys up the court. You know what I'm saying? And less people to the offensive glass so that somebody else can get offensive rebounds. You know what I mean? So it works out both ways. It can help both ways. I'm really concerned about the defensive rebounds. I'm not as worried about him getting offensive rebounds. I think, if Mitch is out there, Mitch can grab those offensive rebounds. You know what I mean? Hopefully Jericho Sims can grab some offensive rebounds for you. So I'm not worried about that end. I'm more worried about him grabbing defensive rebounds. You know what I mean? Because, you play good defense, you got to finish that defense with a rebound.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But on the other side of the floor, him running up, well, I might have said that wrong. Hold up. Yeah, I guess he is right then. Wait a minute. Let me rethink that. I guess he is right. If he's not grabbing defensive rebounds, then maybe he's running up the court. We're on defense. We're trying to grab the rebound. Yeah, maybe he is running up the court trying to get that fast break. So maybe that is something that the team has designed for him. So let me back that up, what I just said. Right? Because if he's, You understand what I'm saying there, Josh?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So let me back that up. Bricks Nation, you're right. Maybe that is impacting his ability to grab offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, we have RJ, strong rebounding guard. All of our guards tend to get in there and grab some rebounds anyway. So, I think, it is something for Obi to, I guess, work on. But I think it is at this point by design and not through lack of talent or skill on the glass, defensive glass.
Yeah. I guess, that is something to think about and how you're using them. I would like to see him get those boards up a little bit more, but I guess if he's in a position where he's probably not going to get the defensive rebound, it's all right for him to break up the court, right? If he's guarding someone who's at the 3-point line, right, and he breaks up the court, or if his man shot the ball, you see that a lot, especially from the wing position. Right, from the top of the key and then the two wings, if, the person he's defending shoots the three, maybe instead of going for the board, he breaks up the court. And you see a lot of times those players are open when that happens. Now it depends on the team to get the defensive rebound and get the ball up the floor. So I understand what you're saying, Bricks Nation. I kind of said it a little bit backwards.
I don't see Obi Toppin getting boxed out either. I don't see that part of his game. Like, he's just constantly, getting, outboxed by the offensive player on the offensive glass. I don't see it as much as people make it seem to be.
Because he's got a small lower body. Like, his legs are thin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's got, a decent sized upper body, but I don't see him boxing people out. I see him just jumping over top of people. Because his lower body is not that wide. You know what I mean? Like, you look at Jericho Sims, he's a wide body all the way around. You know what I mean? He has a strong lower body where Obi, has a really thin lower body. Now, either way, want them to find a way to get some more defensive rebounds. But way to point that out, Bricks Nation. Appreciate you for that. Now, the bench.
Yeah, I'd rather secure that ball. I'd rather secure that rock, because, I mean, you can see things he's working on doing on the offense. And, okay, you already know you got the backdoor lob. Now we wanted him to knock down his tray a little bit, his jumper a little bit. So now his jumper is knocking down a little bit. So now work on something else. You got to get in-game work on. Now you need to show people that you can rebound. You know what I'm saying? These are moments that you want to work on your game inside a game, because you can't work on rebounding and boxing out really in the offseason. You can't do that. You got to do that inside game situation. I want to secure that rock. Then you can go. He got different ways he can get affiliated in the offense now. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's a good leak out, like you said, if his man's shooting, and then a long shot leads to long rebounds and you can go, yeah, take off and go. But if your man ain't shooting the rock and you playing your man, he out there on the perimeter, I need you to turn around and look and make sure we got enough bodies to go down there and secure that rock before you decide to just take off. You know what I'm saying? Secure that rebound.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the bench, because for the Knicks, the bench could be real light. You know what I'm saying? Deuce could be on the bench, but he was questionable for today. Quentin Grimes, I don't think Quentin Grimes is going to play.
No.
I mean, I'm not looking forward to Quentin Grimes playing today. So Deuce could be on the bench, Taj on the bench. Then you talk about Farron Hunt, Archie coming off the bench. I'm not expecting either one of those guys to score a lot of points or do much. So, the Toronto Raptors, their bench will most likely win out this thing. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, you're going to have... And Archie and Farron Hunt, I don't know. Tibbs might trust Archie a little bit more than Farron Hunt because he's seen him for a little while. I'd like to see the guys go ahead and get out there and get some minutes just so we can see what they do. I don't know if either one of them really have a future with the Knicks, but just see what they do. But the Knicks bench is going to be light, man. And Obi, Quickley, those guys, they might be looking at 40 minutes tonight.
That's what everybody wanted, Sam.
Right. They might be looking at 40 minutes tonight. Any thoughts about the bench, Josh?
Yeah, just once again, I don't think we have enough bodies today to really score. I'll be shocked if the Knicks score over 100 points today, let alone 95, 100 points. I'll be very, very shocked. And I think it's going to be all the starters. We're going to get what we the fans been asking for. Quickly playing extended minutes, Obi playing extended minutes. If Deuce plays, he'll be out there a lot. But I just, it's going to be trouble for us to score. And hopefully we can stay out of foul trouble because once we get in foul trouble, then we're really done.
Yeah.
So you're right about that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Any thoughts about the bench, J-Boat?
Man, ain't no thoughts about them. They shouldn't even be over there with no warm-ups or nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get a chance to go in and give somebody a breather just for a segment. Then you're coming right back out of the game. We should completely lose with this bench game. Nobody on our starting five should be turning around looking to come out the game. You know what I'm saying? Unless you completely tired. And I ain't seen a basketball in a long time raise his hand and say, take me out. So, yeah, this bench, we got nothing on the bench at all, period. Take a break. It's over with today. Enjoy your watch the game. You're a fan.
Nah, I feel you there. I feel you. Looking at the numbers between the two teams for this season, man, I mean, the Raptors won all three games. They beat the Knicks 113-104. Then they beat them 90-87. Then they beat them 120-105. The Knicks against the Raptors this season are averaging 98.7 points per game, grabbing 42 rebounds, 20 assists, 6 steals, 3.3 blocks. High number of turnovers, 16.7 turnovers per game this season versus the Raptors. And that's because the Raptors get their hands on a lot of basketballs, a lot of deflections. You know what I'm saying? Getting their hands in the passing lanes. The Knicks only shooting 42.1% against the Raptors, shooting 34.3% from the three-point line and 80% from the free throw line. The Raptors, they're averaging 107.7 points versus the Knicks, 46.7 rebounds, 22 assists, 10 steals, 5 blocks, only 11 turnovers. They're only shooting 42% from the field and 35% from three. And they're shooting 83% from the free throw line, but I think it's the steals, right? The Knicks turning the ball over a lot. It's those type of things that change the game, which allow the Raptors to get more shot attempts and obviously outscore the New York Knicks. It's going to be interesting tonight. I actually think the Knicks are going to have a chance to win, Josh. And I know it seems crazy, because, they don't have a lot of players out there, and it seems like logic would tell you that they're going to get smacked around, by the Raptors. But I think I think there could be, I think matchups, there could be some matchup issues. Obi and Immanuel Quickley, they haven't been playing 30, 35 minutes all season long. So if they got to play with the bench, they should have the energy to be able to do it. And if they play some good, efficient games, I think this could be a good basketball game. The Knicks will have a chance to win.
Sam, here's how the Knicks will win this basketball game. Toronto pulls their starters early, get those guys out of there early. They've only given them probably 20 minutes or something like that, and have their bench play. And Obi and Quickley score 25 plus. And that'll be the only way I can see the Knicks winning this ball game. That's the only way I can see it happen.
Okay, we're gonna find out. Listen,
or Obi, Quickley, or Fournier. Two out of those three scores 25 points plus.
But see, that's my thing. I'm not putting it past that these guys can score 25 points plus, or have a good rounded scoring night from guys out there on the floor.
Yeah, and also I think isolation basketball kind of plays, or defending isolation kind of goes to what Toronto likes to defend.
Yeah.
Right. They do really well against isolation basketball. So the Knicks can move the ball around, try to get some open shots. I think we can, try to generate some points that way. But I just think it's going to be really, really tough.
And that's what I was going to say. An aggressive defense against a ball that's moving, an aggressive defense can give up some backdoor cuts, some backdoor, passes, some alley-oops, because they play aggressive defenses like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you keep the ball moving, they get their hands in the passing lane, but they miss. Now you're off to the races, or you're in the lane now. You know what I mean? And so I think these type of things can happen today. The Knicks move the ball correctly, don't succumb to the pressure of the defense. Be ready to adjust to some of the zone defenses that the Raptors are going to throw at you. You know what I'm saying? And I think they will be. I do. I think they will be. One way that I think the young Knicks have an advantage over maybe some of the older players, and I know they've been playing zone for a little while in the NBA, but you still don't see it as much as you do in college, right? Guys like Immanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, Deuce McBride, Jericho Sims, just coming out of college, they played zone defenses against zone defenses so much. You know what I'm saying? That, they might be able to adjust to it a little bit quicker than they still got to convert through it. But with them getting a little bit more minutes, maybe they adjust to it a little bit better. Maybe they don't have the indecisiveness that you're seeing Julius Randle have. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe they just get hot and knock down whatever shots they have available. But I think they're going to have a chance against the Raptors today. I do. And it's not being a homer. I just feel like they're going to have a chance. I mean, we'll see. And, the Knicks are home. The last game of the season, crowd's going to be amped up. Everyone's going to be waiting for Obi to have a huge game. I think some exciting things can happen today. I'm hoping for it at least. But I think it can happen.
Toronto by 15, Sam.
All right. I don't know.
Toronto by 15. The Knicks don't crack 90.
The Knicks don't crack 90.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jay Boogie said the Knicks don't crack 90 today.
Toronto by 15. The Knicks don't crack 90.
All right. Now that's your prediction. All right, J-Bo, you got a prediction?
I got Toronto winning 109 to 101.
Okay.
I think we're going to crack 101 because I think it's going to get loose and up and down, But I think somewhere late in the game, we're going to wear down, have to play so much in the game. Quickly, you're supposed to be checking the old boy full court. He's slower than you, so your foot speed, he can't beat you up for dribble, really. He just want to square up. So I think the more defense we put into this game, the less when we the less effort and stuff we're gonna have in the fourth quarter. But all in all, it's a win-win situation for us. We get to see our two young guys and make a choice and make a decision. Because I really think, Tom, you put us 1 year behind with Quickley. You made him as if he was a rookie this year. but you played him in his first year because he took that. If you go ahead and build off that this whole year, then we might be looking at a different player coming into next year. So this is a showcase, man. We're in a concert tonight, man. I'm getting ready to enjoy it.
Yeah. We'll see what's going on. I hear the kids in the background getting ready for the game. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Centeno Jose. He said he just bumped into Deuce McBride walking around 35th. That's what's up, man. Deuce McBride is out there chilling, doing his thing, getting to know the city. He's going to have a lot of time to do it during the off season. You know what I mean? Unless he's going back to West Virginia or wherever. I'm going to try to get his former high school coach on and, get a wrap up of, what he thought about the season and Deuce and what he think Deuce needs to work on and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm reach out to him this week, see if he wants to come on and talk about it a little bit. I'm going to try to see if IQ's coach wants to come back on, former high school coach wants to come back on and talk about it too. You know what I mean? Especially with the way that IQ is playing, I think he'd love to talk about his development. But, man, I'm going to get up out of here. Josh, any last words before we rock? The game tonight is at 7.
Yeah, last game of the season. Let's see if we can be able to pull it out. This is what everyone wants to see. Our kids getting extended minutes, so let's see how they're going to do against a playoff opponent right in the thick of the playoffs. So, and it's going to be a tough matchup. So, I'm hoping I'm wrong about my prediction. I'm hoping that, it's the other way around. The Knicks score over 100 points and they win by 15, and Toronto barely cracks 90. I'll be wrong all day as long as we win. So,
all right, Jay Boogie, any last thoughts, man?
Yeah, real swift, man. I want to say, my condolences to the Hawkins family. You know what I'm saying? Tough situation. You know what I'm saying? Blessings to your family. On the other side, I want to say blessings to Tiger Woods, coming back from his injury, playing in the Masters from Thursday to Sunday, you know what I'm saying, on one leg. Salute that man for that. I also want to salute, Mr. Sim and the whole NBK network for the whole season, what y'all been doing, calling the games and giving us, great contact. All of y'all, all of your whole family. I want to shout out to your whole family. I want to shout out to your network, the people in your chats, everybody that's been rocking with you. Continue on staying healthy and safe. Don't put so much pressure on the wins and losses about what happened this season. Just be grateful that you're healthy and you're doing what you're doing inside your life. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out here and see Obi and let's see Quickley do what they got to do because they're part of our future, and blessings to everybody, man.
No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jay Boogie. We had Josh. We had Cornerstone Kev. I don't know what happened to him. I do want to remind you that we're having an NBK draft party in Atlantic City, so make sure you sign up. The link is pinned to the top of your YouTube chat. It's also in the description of this video. And I'm about to put it in the chat one more time so that you can access it. All right? And sign up. Get your name out there, ladies and gentlemen. So that way I can contact you and, make sure that you're there.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is